Miss Aurorah is back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Again, it's probably about 3:30 a.m. right now. And Miss Aurorah just got finished doing the prayer to receive information or instruction via a dream or a vision from the secret of the Psalms. So please go back and catch that video. I'm going to try to get this video up either later on today or tomorrow. Miss Aurorah is very busy, and this is our temporary space right now. I already told you that the lighting in here, it's a lot of light. And King David's going to make a lot of noise this morning because he's, I don't know if he's 100% blind, but he can't really see too much. and he's about to get kicked out for excessive licking. He just licks my knees and my legs, and he's just like, I'm around. So if you have not joined us on the main channel, the Aurorah Dey channel, please make sure you do that. I'm going to ask you to like and to share and to subscribe to this channel. This is our 3 a.m. Shenanigans, and I'm telling you, I really cannot wait till we really get into some deep retreats in 2025 so we can do our 3 a.m. Shenanigans on the Mediterranean Ocean. Okay, now we're going to scare some people. Whole bunch of American people, whole bunch of British people, okay, just out on the Mediterranean doing our thing at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling you, it's powerful. It's powerful. So Miss Aurorah is going to get into the secret language of money. I believe this is part 4, and we left off at money means power. So remember, Miss Aurorah is asking you to comment below. Let us know if you fall into any of these categories, because we're going to now take it from money means time. And I know so many people have so much to say about money meaning time. So let's get into it. The measurement of money and the measurement of time have developed side by side for thousands of years, changing as our cultures evolved. Just as money grew beyond the confines of simple barter exchange to embrace symbols of value, time outgrew the simpler division of daylight/dark and growing versus non-growing seasons, and took on the attributes of hours, minutes, and seconds. Modern science and business produced the modern concept of linear time, and with industrialization and a thriving merchant class, time began to acquire a commodity value. Time came to be measured in terms of money. As hours turned into wages, time could now be not only experienced but also spent, saved, and wasted. This relationship permeates our lives. How long does it take determines what we do. How far away from work and school determines where we live. Today, every purchase is a dual transaction. You spend your time and energy to earn money, and then you spend that money to earn the goods and services that are the expression of someone else's time and energy. This time-money relationship can become quite like a dog chasing its tail. We give up our time to purchase the money with which we hope to buy back some of the time we forfeited in order to earn it. The secured entrepreneurs do not want to get Miss Aurorah started on money means time. Okay? Does money mean time to you? A lot of people, we all hear time is money. But we know here in the secured entrepreneur movement that is not the truth. Time is valuable. Okay? Time is a true commodity. So to say time is money is an adage that is really being perpetuated and pushed out by the spirit of lack and poverty. I'm going here at 3:30 in the morning, okay? Because many of you who know Miss Aurorah's story knows that, see, the time is money is the trap, okay? So, just like the author just said, you're going to get convinced, persuaded, okay, talked into being a part of the exchanging of your time for dollars, exchanging of your hours for dollars, right? And we all know that when we exchange our hours for dollars, we don't have enough time in the day, which is why a very spiffy business model is one to many, okay? And when you do one to one, it would have to be, a very, what they call a high ticket offer. It would have to be a high ticket situation because you're giving your time. And sometimes when we undervalue the service, you're giving the client a lot of time, which is why you can't really hire an attorney, okay? Because guess what? You're paying for this person's time, their skill, their expertise that they have placed a value on because they know that they're going to be giving you a lot of time. So of course, because they're giving you a lot of time, okay, or they believe they're giving you a lot of time, right? They're charging $500 an hour, $1,500 an hour, $2,500 an hour, $3,500 an hour, because they're letting you know that their time is so valuable. And how many of us, you've gone to a job, you spent the entire day there. They paid you $10 an hour. They paid you $20 an hour, $15 an hour, $30 an hour, $40 an hour. But you utilize time that you will never get back. Meanwhile, the currency that you are going to get in exchange for the time and the labor, because you just didn't sit there and stare at the ceiling. You were laborious during that time, right? Okay. And then if you work for a corporation and you are a wage earner, when you get your salary, they've already taken the federal income tax, state income tax, Medicaid, Medicare, FICA, stuff like that. They've done all that. And then you get something. Okay? So if you never understand how to free yourself from that legally, because the Internal Revenue Service tells us how to do that, but most people are not going to go looking because they believe that they're going to get the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow come what they call tax season. Okay? And I tell secure entrepreneurs this all the time. The Internal Revenue Service is just a collection agency. And this return that you think you're getting is just your money that you already gave minus the interest that was earned somewhere. Okay, so if you don't get wise to that, I don't know what to tell you. So if you understand that you've been being tricked and misguided as it relates to money, if money means time to you, it's time to rethink some things. Hey, Jupiter is in retrograde. Jupiter's going into retrograde on the 9th. Jupiter's going into retrograde on the 9th. Is Jupiter something that affects you? Is it, are you ruled by Jupiter? Miss Aurorah is ruled by Jupiter. So we will be reassessing some things, okay? The next thing that the author talks about is how money means autonomy. Comment below. Does money mean time to you? Have you rethought that? Okay, in this retrograde, okay, we're in the shadow. Money means autonomy. Like the baby's first steps, our first major purchases, our first car, our starter home, paying for movie and dinner on a first date, often stand out as statements of having arrived as independent, autonomous persons. Conversely, inheriting money at an early age can have the effect of compromising one's sense of autonomy and ambition. This was the case with my client, John, who rose to a top managerial level in a multinational corporation founded by his father. John's division had done extremely well under his guidance, but he felt vaguely dissatisfied. One day, He talked with me about his decision to join the family business rather than strike out on his own. There are advantages in so many ways. It would have been stupid for me not to have gone into the family business, he said. But could I have made it in some corporation other than my family's? I'll never really know. John had inherited a position that led to wealth, but also led to him questioning his own value. For children with trust funds, whose route to wealth is even shorter than John's, the impact is similar. They often inherit their money from trust at an age when they have not developed their own identity and their lives are irrevocably influenced by the knowledge of a guaranteed financial future. For those who begin life without a silver spoon, their forced autonomy creates a different kind of relationship with money. People who generate new wealth sometimes try to make up both to themselves and their children for what they did not have earlier. One study of the personality traits of successful maverick entrepreneurs concluded that their independent urges have early roots. Many of these self-made success stories had an emotionally charged relationship with a parent who constantly criticized or competed with them, and they developed an attitude of defiance and a compelling need for independence and success. Disciplined to submit to any authority, such as a boss, they were fired frequently. The group study thrived during economic downturns or when the odds were most strongly against them. Most of these successful entrepreneurs were motivated not by money, but by the desire to build a successful and esteemed organization. The passion to achieve propels these individuals to pursue a goal to its successful conclusion. How many of the secured entrepreneurs can relate to that? Have you experienced parenting that has driven you to create a successful business of your own, something that is independent from individuals who you were raised by, who constantly ridiculed you? This man is touching on so many things. Okay, I want you to comment below if you have really depended on money to become autonomous. And I love what he's saying about trust fund individuals, where it's set. They don't have the constant worry and the stress of how they're going to live, how they're going to get the things that they desire, go to the places that they desire to go to, raise a family, have the home of their choice, okay? Things like that. Understanding autonomy on that level, the majority of the population of the world will never know that. So the autonomy that the average individual seeks to gain would come through hard work, would come through developing the ability to become meticulous and extremely detailed oriented, okay? Because in order to really be successful, to have something that stands the test of time without major hiccups, you've got to be the individual who pays attention to the smallest things. You've got to really put time in on things that other people more than likely would not pay any attention to. And your attention to detail would more than likely create a situation where not everything's going to work out, in a fantabulous way. You will fall many times because you're finding the ways to make things go, grow, and flow, and have it happen consistently, right? You've got to become that person, because that's what autonomy is really meaning for you. And out of all that, now here comes the money, because you've developed something that is now servicing people internationally for the most part, many people. Comment below, secured entrepreneurs, if money means autonomy to you. The next thing that the author talks about, I think, is quite fascinating as well. Money means dependency. While for some, money speaks of autonomy, for others, it can represent the opposite, a lack of independence. Nina wanted to open a music store, but felt paralyzed by her fear of the risk. She left the house of her controlling mother, only to follow her high school sweetheart to his choice of college. After they married, Nina's new husband made all the household decisions. Although she felt quietly angry about the arrangement, she did not object, and his authority ruled with her support and collaboration. Nina's husband gave her money, but dissuaded her from starting her own business, saying it was too risky and would take more money than they had available. In fact, Nina had a small inheritance that was sufficient to fund her business venture, but she listened and succumbed to her husband's objections. Just as her parents had earlier, Nina's husband fostered dependency. Nina never tested her own abilities enough to support a belief that she could succeed without the guidance of her mother earlier or her husband now. She lived with the assumption that some all-knowing authority would need to tell her what to do step by step. Money speaks the language of its author as a declaration of independence or a manifesto of dependence. O-M to the G. O-M to the G. How many of the secured entrepreneurs have actually lived like this? I know many, many women live like that. And there are women in 2024 who actually desire to live like that. They are all over the internet talking about how they are trying to get a sugar daddy. They want to be a sugar baby. They want to marry a man who has the means to take care of them hook, line, and sinker. They don't want to come out here and do their own thing. You know, this is the type of fairy tale life that they desire, never knowing what's really going on as it relates to the relinquishing of personal power. Okay? So when we talk about money being dependency, anybody can get into that situation. I have met grown men who are with women because they cannot afford to take care of themselves financially, and they are emasculated like you would never believe. They have to do everything this woman tells them to do. I even met a woman who admitted that she physically abuses her husband. I mean, and he has this woman on video. I mean, she is literally beating him like a man beats a woman. Like some men, let me not, because people get sensitive about that, because not every man beats a woman. But you understand what we're all adults on this channel, okay? Going on 3:45 in the morning, all right? You understand what Miss Aurorah is saying. But I have met a woman like this, and I asked her, why are you beating this man? And I'm looking at him, and he's all in the... I'm like, what is happening here? And she said, she doesn't even know why she beats that man like that. She said she doesn't even know why she feels so much rage that she just beats this man. And she said she doesn't even know why she even chose that man. Why, but it was very clear. If she's that person, you have to find a person that you can abuse. And then the person who's abused If they were already a victim, they got to go be with somebody where they can continue to be a victim. It made perfect sense. But the underlying situation was that woman was the breadwinner, or is. She is the breadwinner. She takes care of that man. She takes care of the children. She takes care of the household. She has a career. She has a business on the side. He takes care of the children at home. He's very domestic. It is a complete role reversal. But it has to do with the fact that he doesn't have the ability to earn money for himself. He cannot provide for himself. He cannot provide for his wife. He cannot provide for his family. And so this woman is in total control. And this happens to a lot of women. You get married to a man. He is the breadwinner. He has control over what is going on in the house. And like the author is saying, how many women has this happened to? We don't have no money for that. This is just, and for the most part, sometimes it's true because this man is paying all of the bills. He's putting food on the table. He's putting clothes on the children's back. He's making sure that you have some things. And if there's no more money, well, no, you're not going to get pampered and all that stuff, which is why, women are in this whole myth that they're going to find this man who's so wealthy and they're going to get all this and that. Okay. Anything is possible. I'm never going to sit up here and say that, it's not going to happen to you, because if you believe it, it just might. If that's what you want, then you have to live out that experience. You have to live out that experience and hope for the best. Okay? But I want the secured entrepreneurs to comment below if, in fact, money has caused a dependency issue in your life. If you saw your parents, it happened to your parents. If you saw your siblings, if you are in the reverse of that, okay? This is the secret language of money. I want to do one more in this video because this one is a real one too. This one here, money means self-worth. Hello. When I was growing up, recalls Becky, no one believed in me. My folks never believed I could even graduate from college. Money became the way I could compare, the only way someone would believe in me. It's undeniable proof, evidence. The only way my parents believed in me as a child was when they saw concrete evidence that I could run faster than any other girls my age or make better grades. Today, at the age of 34, Becky is an accomplished businesswoman who owns an insurance company. By any reasonable yardstick, Becky has indeed proven herself. I've spent a lot of time and energy showing them that I've made it, she says, that I'm worth their love. Has it worked? I wanted more than anything for them to be proud of me, she says, adding I still do. She pauses for a moment, then sighs. Now I feel the same struggle with my husband. Becky's money equals worth equation continue to lead her from one miserable financial outcome to another in her attempt to put a dollar value on something immeasurable. Like Becky, many of us have done all the right things and achieved significant rewards, but are still vaguely dissatisfied. We bargain internally and decide that another achievement or more wealth will be the answer, or that a life change, such as a career move, might fix what is broken or supply what is missing, only to find that the next step again falls short. Personal growth is quite independent of the price we command in the marketplace or the net worth on our balance sheet, but it's seductively easy to confuse one with the other. We all know that we are in a day and a time where social media has created this whole money means self-worth scenario. The marketing that people are doing, showing you, and we've already discussed this, and all the secured entrepreneurs know, people have racked up so much debt trying to look like they've got all this and that, and they're showing you these fancy, expensive cars, and they're doing all this filming in fancy homes and what is it called? Tapping out their credit cards to take these fancy, elaborate trips so they can do videos and I mean, to hear the testimonies and the stories of these people who got caught up in that and now regret it because it's simply not true. This is what that's all about. Money means self-worth. If I can show that I've accomplished all these things, I have this type of money to do all of this, people are going to follow me. People are going to be interested in whatever it is that I have to say. People are going to buy into whatever it is that I'm selling. Meanwhile, I really don't feel well. And you'll see them doing all sorts of drastic, unorthodox things to themselves because internally they are extremely sorrowful. The sadness that is engulfing their hearts will not dissipate just because they got a little high from some likes, some superficial comments, and they have people around who are just coattail riders. They're going to tell them how beautiful they think that they are, how great and inspirational and motivational that they think that they are. Okay? And they believe that the money is really giving them self-worth, and they're showing you, look how much money I made today. Look what I made in a week. Look what I went out there and bought. Look at us doing this and that. And you have to know that that's not bliss, joy, or happiness. Okay? Many people who live a very wealthy life, you'll never know it. They're not out here doing some of the things that people who come into money, who never really lived with it all their lives, are doing. And we all have met people, or we personally know people. I personally know people who are so loaded, it's disgusting. And they're driving these little cars with a license plate that's hanging off the back. It needs 2 screws. Okay. And if you ask them, what is going on here? Why are you living like that? Who do I have to impress? I don't have anybody to impress. My bills are paid. I'm happy. I go where I want to go. I talk to people. Nobody's looking at me for anything. Nobody's begging me for nothing. Nobody's causing me stress, because when people know that I'm really worth all of this, I'm going to have some issues, because people who don't have it think that, I just want to give it away. I need to give it away. I got so much that I should be giving it away. And they're condemning me, okay, for my hard work, or my parents' hard work, or my grandparents' hard work, okay? The flip side of the coin very often is also not pleasant. It's also not pleasant, okay? So comment below. Oh, King David's starting to make all this noise. I'm like, in his old age, he's 16 years old. Okay. Secured entrepreneurs, comment below if you relate to any of the money means that we went over today. I'm going to be back with part 5. All right. So Miss Aurorah is asking you to like the video, right? I asked you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, visit us over on the main channel, Aurorah Dey. Okay. Get in on the juice. And you all know you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.